Hello, I'm Brian Tarrant, Head of Data Science Platform at the Royal Statistical Society. And in this series of short videos, we're previewing some of the papers and sessions at the upcoming RSS conference in Aberdeen. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Zak Varty, a teaching fellow in statistics at Imperial College London and an associate fellow of the Higher Education Academy. Hello, Zak.
Hello, well done for getting your mouth around all that.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us today. So you're part of a session on teaching ethics and responsible communication of statistics and models, and that's taking place at 2 p.m. on Thursday, 15th of September.
Yep.
And your talk specifically is about incorporating ethics into the data science curriculum. So I guess my first question for you is ethics currently overlooked in the teaching of data science? And if it is, why is that?
I think at the minute it is, and things are gradually getting better. I've seen one or two other places advertising sort of standalone part courses or add-on sort of mini sessions that people can do to learn about data ethics. But I haven't seen many places doing sort of fully dedicated courses or trying to really incorporate that throughout the curriculum. So I think one of the things that makes this difficult, or more so that it just isn't being done already, is the novelty of data science as a whole. It's still a growing and developing field. So finding out about the ethical challenges that it presents is something that we're still doing on the cutting edge of research. So bringing that into teaching is quite a challenging thing to do. And actually, we do a similar sort of thing in one of the introductory lectures of the course, where we make an analogy to sort of nuclear physics, where a lot of the ethical considerations around that weren't thought about in any great detail, while it was still mainly a theoretical pursuit or contained in sort of the ivory towers of academia. And as soon as it started being used more in the wild, that's when people started to realize, oh, this could go quite seriously wrong. And that's when people started putting the effort in. So although sort of data science impact isn't quite on the scale of a nuclear disaster, it can still have serious negative consequences on people's lives. And it's important that we educate people on these things before they start doing that harm.
Yeah. So is that why? So now is the time to integrate ethics into the curriculum because those applications, those uses of data science are exploding.
Yeah, because it's so widespread and sort of every day, each one of us is having heaps of decisions made about us or predictions to say, oh, what might be the best product to target at this person? What might be the potential outcome of this loan application? Should I give it to them or should I not? Those sorts of decisions are being informed by data science products. And so I want the people who are making those products to be aware of how they could go well and how they could go wrong. I want those decisions to incorporate the best values of our societies. And in order to do that, you need the people building those products to be aware of how to include those as part of their workflow. So if at the minute people are going in and the first time that they run into an ethical failure of a product is once it's in production, that's already doing harm to people. The only way to prevent people from doing that is to include ethics as part of the data science curriculum, rather than having ethical considerations be something that come up and you learn on the job.
I see. And I mean, ethics is it's a philosophical field of study, right? Whereas, I'm guessing data science courses, you're going to have a strong mathematical and computing focus, and the people coming into those courses are going to be, mathematically minded and quite comfortable with, computing and programming and things like that. So does this present a particular challenge, bringing together these philosophical considerations with, I guess, a mathematical mindset?
So it's an interesting question, and depending who you ask, I guess you get a different answer, but I don't think so. So one of the reasons I don't think so is that historically, maths and philosophy haven't even been considered as separate subjects. So if you go back far enough, it's the same people doing both of these things. And even now, there's still a huge overlap at the foundational level. So looking at things like formal logic, that's common to both fields. So you can see that there are sort of common personality traits that might draw someone to both philosophy and data science or mathematics more generally.
Yeah.
Where it's the sort of people who are interested in constructing sort of logical and sound arguments, who are interested in generating deep new knowledge and having that knowledge be beneficial to society in some way. So in terms of sort of intrinsic qualities of people, it's actually the same qualities that are shared between those two groups. And really, it's just how that manifests itself that is different. So I kind of think that labeling people as sort of numbers people, so you're a mathsy data science person, or wordy people who would go down the philosophy law route, is a bit reductive. And what I want to try and show is that people can be good at both. But you're right in saying that people are coming into this with a leaning towards sort of more mathematical, concrete examples. So that's where I try and pick this subject up with people and see through case studies and through specific technical procedures how we can ensure that ethical considerations are met. And then hopefully that'll give people the sort of feeling of permission to go away and explore some of the more philosophical aspects for themselves as well.
Yeah, and I think your answer there may have preempted my next question, which was, how are you looking at proposing to make ethics more appealing and engaging to those studying data science? So you mentioned their case studies, right? So is that one way of, I guess, showing data science students how ethics arises in a kind of a project workflow or whatever it might be?
Yeah, absolutely. So taking that sort of approach where you look at an example of where something's gone wrong in the past. So heaps of examples of this in terms of things like self-driving cars, facial recognition, or even simpler stuff like I mentioned before in terms of bank loans, which is more sort of data science bread and butter. So giving people those as starting points so you can see the ethical aspects and then see how you can translate that into sort of specific mathematical topics is one way that I've found really useful to get people on board with this. Another way is to see what people are already doing and see what ethical dilemmas they have within their own work. So a special aspect of the course I teach is that it's an online remote master's and most of the students are already working. So a lot of these people have come into more ethical conflicts during their work than I have. So it's really nice actually to flip that round and learn about some new application areas of data ethics that I haven't come across before.
I see. Okay, so actually, it's an opportunity for the students to come in and to present the problems that they're having in their workplace and have a discussion around it and get feedback from the class and from you as the tutor, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the other thing that is sort of more widespread is the fact that lots of instructors wouldn't feel comfortable leading a data ethics course. And I know I certainly wasn't when I started doing this 18 months ago. So it's in the same way that you're taking a student and starting and showing them, hey, this ethics stuff, it isn't completely different to everything you've seen before. What I want to do with my session at the RSS conference is show data scientists and people leading data science courses that they can incorporate data ethics within their own work and that it's not something completely different to what we're doing. If you're doing ethical data science, most of that is just doing data science well in the first place.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I'm really looking forward to the talk, Zach. And just to remind people, that's 2 p.m. Thursday, 15th of September. So thanks for your time today, and look forward to seeing you in Aberdeen.
Thank you very much. See you then.
So the RSS International Conference 2022 takes place from the 12th to the 15th of September at P&J Live, Aberdeen. See rss.org.uk/conference for the full programme and details on how to register. Thanks for watching.